Coming to you straight from the Rio Grande and beyond. Broadcasting to the four corners of the globe. So grab your seat, your coffee, or your sundowner.
Okay, everybody, here we go.
On point, as always. This is Gloves Off. Gloves Off.
Back at you in Gloves Off, and today I have a great guest, a father that's been fighting for fathers' rights and non-custodial parents' rights in Texas for a long time, Dewayne Ward. And this is a touchy subject because it's Father's Day, and there's a lot of fathers that will not see their kids today due to parental alienation and all those issues. Good morning, Dewayne. You doing good?
I'm doing good. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, it's a good day, but for some of us, we won't see our kids, and it happens.
Unfortunately, and again, this weekend is going to be one of the worst ones for a lot of parents, mostly fathers. Again, 91% of all non-custodial parents in Texas are fathers. Unfortunately, nationally, it's roughly around the same percentage, depending on the area. But yeah, for a lot of dads this weekend, it's going to be insult to injury. I'm sure you're familiar with the David Henderson case. That's occurring here in Tarrant County. I don't know if the public knows about that. It's been broadcast. Father's son has terminal cancer, and the Tarrant County family courts are not giving him anything close to equal time with the parent, with the father. Actually, for Father's Day, they've been granted, as of last night, a 90-minute in-person visit. For him and his family. His grandfather is kind of emotional. Corbin, the son, his grandfather, grandmother, and other relatives are going to get 90 minutes to say goodbye to the grandson.
Jesus, you see a lot of individuals, a lot of people out there do not understand how far the corruption goes and how far the hate goes to a lot of non-custodial parents. It's a hate that's inside the courts, and I'm using that word, that it runs amok all over the place. And when you have situations like this, we have to all sit down and look at what we're actually doing, because there's a lot of hate towards parents or fathers or non-custodial parents. And you see it when a father tries to report a 2503. They're usually jumped on. They usually talk back very aggressively by the majority of the peace officers. I'm not saying all of them. There's some good guys out there, and they understand. But there's a large majority that do that. And I'm going to ask you, what should a father do when he goes up there to go pick up his kid at the destination, his child or his children, and all of a sudden he has to file a 2503?
Well, the first thing to do, and it's impossible, but the first thing to do is to remain calm. This system is designed to beat parents, mostly fathers, down. They know they're doing it. They know why they're doing it. Of course, we all know about the money, Title 4D, and all that, but they're doing this to get a rise out of you. The first thing you got to do is remain calm, not do anything that's going to impact your kids, because they will happily do it to you. But again, outside of remaining calm, you're going to ask the officer there. You need to be sure to wait an appropriate amount of time, call the police, have them out there, and file what's called an offense report. And you will be told 99% of the time it's a civil issue, which, if anyone's followed the 2503 issue, it is it's Penal Code 2503. It's a state jail felony. So it's definitely not a civil matter. But they have been instructed, most of the time they've been instructed by their superiors to call the civil issue and get you out the door as quickly as possible. Demand, while remaining calm and not getting thrown in jail, that does happen, but remain calm and demand an offense report be written, have proof of the data that you have, that you're there. If you're near a 7-Eleven, get a soda receipt, something like that, shows you were there. And get that offense report, the number from the officer. Again, the officer 99.9% of the time is doing his job. It's not his or her fault. They're just carrying out the orders. But try to get the information that you can from them, and then you'll need to get a couple before you do anything else outside of going to court and things like that. But if get that done, and then on that next day, if you get a couple, I would say you would then file a deprivation or was it deprivation of rights under color of law against the officer later in the process. But again, for Friday, when they try to pick the child up, demand that the officer complete an offense report for 2503 interference with child custody.
And if he doesn't do that, then you can take it to internal affairs and file.
What is it? Deprivation, yes, deprivation under color of law. There's a link on the website that goes there, and that will, if they refuse to do that, they're not doing their job. It's not for the custody interference piece, it's the police officer. That's a very important piece, but it's for the peace officer not doing his job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you talked about, okay. And you talked about website. What website is this? Is this your organization?
Yes. My organization is called pissedoffparent.com. All of my resources are free, links for custody interference and other items impacting pretty well everything involving family courts. But if you go to pissedoffparent.com, there's an option there for custody interference. It'll give you some information on how that works. And then towards the bottom of the page is a, let's see, I guess a 5-step process here. The first one being remain calm. I understand that, but then it'll have a visitation enforcement kit that you can download that basically walks you through it. It's a journal that you'll complete, all those other pieces of information that you'll need to have in order to file with the courts and the district attorney when the time comes, or if the time comes. And then from there, also it has the contact the police department, walking through that offense report process, the link to the deprivation of law and what you need to tell them, and then next steps.
Right, because it's very important. And folks out there, when it's happened to me, it's happened to you, it's happened to many. Do not get agitated with a police officer doing that. Do not raise your voice. Stay very calm. I had an incident 2 years ago that a police officer, as calm as I could be, like I'm talking to you right now, and I told him he needed to file the 2503 offense report. He stepped 2 steps back and he went for his gun, and I called the police and I said, look, this is what's happening. And he left. And I went through the process, I filed, nothing was ever done to him. He came back. It was a big show, so it was interesting to see how they act. And unfortunately it happens. Mm-hmm. They're doing their job, and they think they're taking orders. Actually, they're being told not to do this. And that's basically what happens. So unfortunately, folks, if you're going through this, go to pissedoffparent.com, get that information, get that kit, follow those steps, because it's going to help you in the future. And remember, stay calm. And if you take, if you're remarried or you have your girlfriend, do not take them to the pickup areas, because you might incite an argument. That's the biggest thing. If you want to take a witness that is not, it's a friend of yours that can remain calm. If he has to tape everything, let him tape it, and record it by being taped, and record everything that's going on, because it'll benefit you when you go back to court.
Yes.
Anything else you'd like to tell folks out there?
Well, I wish everyone, Father's Day, I understand, that again, for a lot of parents, that, that won't be a possibility. And we do have a community of people, it's not just my organization. There's a lot of organizations around the country, of course, state of Texas, that are here for you. For folks that aren't going to get to see their kids this weekend, there are resources. Sorry. It's oddly enough, I'm really no longer in the system anymore. So my story is different. Mine was a silent promise I made to my kids. So that's why I do this every day. I'm no longer impacted personally as of about a year ago with this situation. I made a promise to my kids that they won't go through what I went through. So, and of course the issue with David Henderson is very near and dear and close to me. So it's been a very emotional week or so. So for the fathers out there, I can't say I feel your pain. I can't imagine what you guys are going through. You just got to stay calm, stay the course, keep working the process, reach out to other people, somebody, and stay in the fight for your kids. That's the only thing I really have to say. I wish everyone the best. Just keep working with us to work to get these laws changed.
And yep, absolutely. And our heart goes out to the Hendersons. Our heart goes out to all the fathers. Believe me, I've been through this. This is going to be a weekend that hopefully no drama happens, but I already know that something's about to happen. I've been dealing with this, 10 years now, 9, 10 years. And it seems that every Father's Day, something occurs. Some of them you wouldn't pick them up because they had been taken off out of town for vacations. Oh, they didn't know it was Father's Day, stuff like that. You file a report, you come back. When you do get them, all of a sudden they show up on the door. On Friday, you pick them up. It's great. And all of a sudden, Saturday they come over and they tell you what. I remember this several years it will happen. Oh, your son and daughter are going to a summer camp. I enrolled them. It's money that I spent. Or you don't love your kids, and they start crying, and you're placed in these predicaments. I feel for you. We've all gone through this, and it's never happened. So right now, my fingers are crossed that no drama happens on this side. Stay calm, guys. Be calm. Be collective. Follow the rules. And this is a fight. And I'm making this promise, and I promise my kids, just like you promised yours. My son's about to turn 18, but I still have a young one that's 16. I'm not going to allow this for them to go through it. We need to stop it because this is what's going on is pretty bad. Once more, I want to thank you for what you do and for that promise, because I've seen your hard work and what you've done. And any other words for the folks out there?
Pissed Off Parents signing off.
All righty. And it's website, pissedoffparents.com, correct?
Singular, pissedoffparent.com.
Okay, pissedoffparent.com. Folks, you all stay put and have a happy Father's Day. And if you don't see your kids again, try to make the best out of it. Okay. Till next time, much peace.
Today in America, more than 5.5 million men, women, and children train in a martial art regularly. Buitron Academy has been serving Laredo for over 30 years now. Our adult classes are geared for producing the best in you, teaching you street-ready techniques. With the arts of Savate and Kinpo, you'll learn the traditions of these sciences of combat as passed down professor to student.
Hello, my name is Jaime Garcia. I started Savate when I was 17 or 18. I'd like to say it was because I was in search of knowledge, but truth be told, I joined Savate because I got my ass kicked in a bar. My mouth was writing checks, my ass couldn't cash cash, so I figured I should learn how to fight. I was looking through the paper, trying to find someone that I could really learn something from, and I came across Buitron's school. Even though it was on the other side of town for me, I wanted to go someplace where I wasn't going to be wasting my time. So I came by. He was nice enough to take me on as a student, and I started learning. I went all the way up until I think it was white glove, pretty consistently. As a matter of fact, I think I even failed one glove because one year I wasn't prepared enough. I believe it was my green glove. So I had to take my green glove twice, but definitely didn't stop me from coming back because that was definitely my fault. But I kept coming back year after year, and I loved it. I had to stop when I was about 25, 26. I had to go to school, I had to go off to college, but I never forgot what I learned here, and I promised myself I would always come back. I just had to get some life stuff done. So I went to school. So that definitely not only gave me the confidence to do so many other things in my life, but it also got me out of a lot of trouble that I admittedly got myself into. But definitely one of the most important things I ever learned in my life was how to fight. I finally came back, even though I live in Austin, which is a good 3.5 hours away. I still make the time to come every month to come and learn because It's one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. One of the best things I ever did. And I believe it gives a person something that the society is very much missing these days, which is a discipline and a drive to go forward, drive to keep doing what you're doing. And I believe in it so much, I'm just waiting for my kids to get old enough to hopefully start doing it themselves. And yeah, best thing I ever did in my life, and I wouldn't change it.
Come train at the best kept secret of Laredo. Give us a call for your free evaluation at 956-401-4868 or check out our website at savat.biz. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook.